Hey now, we are at Ralph Kiner, and Ralph Kiner, interesting Hall of Famer. No one there arguably was never a hotter hitter, maybe out of the gates, maybe Mike Trout than Ralph Kiner. Uh, his first 7 seasons, in those 7 seasons, he led the league in home runs. His first, I think, 7 seasons ever, which is incredible, unheard of. And he was an all-star as well in 1953. So he had 8 MVP level, all star level seasons. And then he got traded. This is a very famous quote from I think by Branch Rickey from the Pirates to the Cubs. And like Connor's like, you can't trade me. And Rickey, to his credit, said, we finished in last with you. We can finish in last without you. Great line, great line. So they traded Kiner, even though he was a great player. And then he kind of went to the Cubs and he went to Cleveland. He retired at age 32. And again, a lot of people know this story with back injuries. So if you look at his career overall, he ended with 369 home runs, little over 1,000 RBIs, 279 average, exactly over 10 years, 10 full seasons, but 10 seasons. So none of that blows you away by itself. And people talk about peak value. It's really the peak value that got Ralph Kiner into the Hall of Fame. And he just squeaked in under the writers. He got in his 13th year of eligibility, but really it was his 15th year because they skipped 2 years and they counted that towards his 15 years. And in the 15th year when he got in, he literally got in by one vote. So he, like I said, he barely got in the Hall of Fame through the Veterans Committee. And I'm sure it didn't hurt him. That started in 1962 when the Mets were formed. He was the radio announcer. So he was very active in the MLB community. He stayed active throughout his career and even after his career. So all this put together gets you into the Hall of Fame. Now, the good thing for collectors of Ralph Kiner is, and because he was with the Mets for so long, he was with the Mets from 1962 to 2014. The Mets have retired his number and everything. For all I know, he may be the first Hall of Famer ever to get a Ford Frick Award because of the fact that I don't follow Ford Fricks that closely. I didn't live in New York. I don't know what he sounded like or if he was a good announcer, but he was beloved. I know Wade Hoyt was up for it once. But maybe it'll be Ralph Kiner. I don't know. What I do know is we need to take a look at the autograph analysis of Mr. Ralph Kiner. So I'm going to go fairly quickly here. I'm going to start with the PSA DNA database. So after his career retired and before he took over announcing, he was the general manager for a little while. And you can see, I think it was the Pirates. I could be wrong, but he was the general manager. And so there are a lot of autographs, even on contracts. This looks a little slow for whatever reason. And what you're looking for a Ralph Kiner in general, and almost all of them, is a couple of things right here. It's a big loop to the R, and it hits a down point right here. So if you watch the Juan Soto, like the hard points and the K right here, they're very similar, as you could see. The R and the K are the highest points of his autograph, with the K, the second stroke of the K being the highest. The Ralph is usually a one-stroke signature, as you could see right here. It's usually more flat. This is not real bouncy. I don't know if he was signed or he was walking or something, for all I know. But I got that it's not good. You can see the K right here. The R, you can see right here, and it loops around. He did shows. He did appearances. This is a better Ralph Kiner autograph. This is more what you're going to see. It's more smooth, as you can see right here. You can see wrap around right here. It's kind of like what we talked about. Who was it? Roger Hornsby's. It reminds a little bit of the Roger Hornsby's are. So with how big and loopy it is. Now, this is like more perfect, almost like the Pete Rose P. But anyways, you can see right here, it hits a hard down. The A usually is to the right here, but it's like literally in the loop right here. And again, the Kiner, you can see the K right here is the highest point. The hard stop right here, it's a round. Like I said, and this round should go through the letter right here, the K, through the R right there, the Kiner, and circle over. I mean, like I said, he's not a tough autograph. He's not a rare autograph at all. We'll get to forgeries in a second, but he's very rarely ever forged. Again, right here, typical signature. You see the hard points right here. The K's higher. The R comes up right here. Usually this R comes up. It's not flat. It gets the surface to all the L. You shouldn't see a lot of bounce. Obviously, there's a lot of bounce here. I'm going to move fairly quickly with him, only because he is such a common autograph for a Hall of Famer. Again, nice picture right here. Again, a big loop around R. You see the hard stop here, the hard stop here. It loops through the letter here, loops through the letter here. The kind of wraps around right here. Again, this K right here is the highest point of the autograph. A Perez Steel. Again, he signed plenty of Perez Steels. There are no premium for him. I can't think of anything of his that would command a premium. There are many, many checks of his within the community. He family released a lot of them also. Again, this is signed 1946. Maybe that's why. Maybe his autograph actually got better as he signed them more as he got older. So this looks like I said 1946. So maybe, like I said, maybe it looks slower than again. I think he had something medical happen to him. I'm gonna actually cheat and look at Ron's book. He said, yeah, and so around 2007 to his death in 2014, he was still signing, but between that time, his autograph got more slow. But again, it's still same kind of attributes that you're going to see overall. Again, 1953, by here, he was signing a nice consistent signature, the hard stop here, hard stop here. Again, nice swooping letters. That's a really pretty signature, actually. But again, it shouldn't command a premium at all. I'm just trying to find some more like slower autographs towards the end of his life. Again, let's look at the early part of his life. He was signing real hesitant like this. So like the early signatures and the late signatures, like I said, will look a little slower and not as. I'm trying to find a later in life signature. Nothing is coming up. You could home address. This is in Pittsburgh. So it looks like it was Branch Rickey because he signed that as the one that traded him. But anyway, nothing. Nope. Okay, we're going to move on real quickly. I just want to jump to Outer Safe real quickly here because, again, they do a great job. I speak highly of them. And they had this right here. And this is the only fake Ralph Kiner signature I have ever seen. I mean, obviously, we talked about the hard stops in both the R and the K. This has neither. This is a mess. The R right here, the K is low. It doesn't come up from the top. I mean, it's just a mess. I mean, obviously, anyone knows Ralph Kiner signature knows this is bad right away. There was a slower signature, I thought, further down. Like here, you can see right here. Here, again, this is a good signature, but you can tell this is signed, let's say, post-2007 towards the end of life. There's still try to be a hard stop right here, and it still has all the attributes you want to see in a Ralph Kiner. It's just forced because of the age. Again, he died at age 91, and so because of that, though, he was signed to the end. He had a lot slower signature at the end. So personally, I would recommend if you're out, like obviously you're not going to get a Ralph Kiner in person anymore. So if you're searching for a Ralph Kiner autograph, spend a couple extra dollars. That's all it should cost you, really, and get a nice, smooth, clean, early in your life Ralph Kiner autograph. So I didn't even show you mine. I have a couple of them, but I'm not going to show you mine because it's not that special. But we're going to move from Ralph Kiner to another Cub. I think Ralph Kiner was a Cub, but another one Cub. Triple Crown winner Chuck Klein. But until then, as always, keep collecting.